Hey there, I'm Amy Burks. Welcome to Inspiration Monday, where having a case of the Mondays means you're kicking ass and loving life. Okay, today we are tackling resistance. And you know why? Well, it's taken me nearly the entire day to put together a cohesive idea for this 6-minute video, because resistance keeps getting in the way. And if I'm dealing with resistance, then I'm sure that you are too at one point or another. So I figure I'll take one for the team and fight back today's resistance and provide you with some insight so that you can manage through it with some ease and grace the next time resistance shows up knocking on your door. So here's how resistance showed up for me today. Well, actually, it really started yesterday. I had the best of intentions with this long weekend to prep and record 3 Inspiration Monday videos so that I could be ahead of the game going into a trip back to Denver next week. I was going to run some errands in the morning and then come back home to bust out these videos. But then the errands got really time consuming, and I had more stops to make than I'd originally anticipated. And then when I finally got home, I was too tired to do anything productive. So I decided it would be fine to just put it off until today because I had the whole day to myself to work on it. So I got up this morning and I had great intentions again. But then I remembered that I wanted to go to yoga in the morning. And then when I got home from yoga, I was hungry. And then I found myself again just too tired to do anything productive. So to be fair, I did start working on an outline for this week's video and I found my mind wandering. But originally I was inspired by Steven Pressfield's book, The War of Art, which I just finished reading. And I even switched gears to start a new outline all about resistance, which is the main focus of this book. But ironically, I got one paragraph into this outline about resistance and then decided that I needed to mindlessly surf the internet. And then do some laundry. And then clean the kitchen. Now, mind you, I don't enjoy doing any of these things, but for some reason, the idea of recording my Inspiration Monday video this week was going to take a back seat to just about anything today. I could not imagine why it was so hard for me to get inspired, but I remembered something that I'd read in the book. Pressfield says, "The power to take charge was in my hands. All I had to do was believe it." I'm going to say that again. The power to take charge was in my hands. All I had to do was believe it. Well, all of a sudden, I saw clearly that resistance was on me. And once I noticed that resistance had me in its grips and was just absolutely not going to let go, I decided to go with it and see what would happen. You know, I knew that eventually this video was going to get made, so I just took charge and made a specific choice to surrender to the resistance, knowing that that was the fastest way to move it along. I took a nap, I had a snack, I grabbed a shower, until I finally felt renewed and empowered again so that I could sit down here and share this with you. Here's the thing about resistance. You know, it shows up in any number of ways, from seemingly legitimate distractions from your task at hand like hunger or boredom or pressing to-dos, to a simple feeling of, I just don't wanna, right? But the trick is to identify it when it's coming up for you so that you can acknowledge it and then move on. You know, I tell you what, if I hadn't believed that I had the power to take charge and acknowledge that resistance had me in its clutches, then I'd probably be scrubbing the toilets and mowing the lawn right now instead of sitting here in front of you. Here's one more little-known secret about resistance. When it shows up, many times it's because you actually do need a break. You know, we think that resistance is this big, bad word, and sure, when left unchecked, it can be a huge time waster and efficiency obstacle, but most of the time it's showing up for a reason. Part of it may be for you to learn why you're resistant to this thing to begin with, but you know, our bodies are built to sleep at night so that our physiological batteries can recharge, right? Well, our spirits need a rest every now and then too, so that resistance showing up is really there in an effort to remind us that it's time to take a break. So be kind to yourself when you notice it, and remember that resistance isn't always out to get you. Yes, sometimes it is, but not always. Noticing that and being kind to yourself will make your choice to surrender to it a whole lot easier. All right, here is my super quick 3-step plan for eliminating resistance. You ready? All right, step number 1, pay attention to those moments when you're feeling kind of, like me today, where everything under the sun was going to get in between me and getting shit done. Resistance is probably lurking right around the corner when you're having those feelings of, right? Step 2, notice and acknowledge if that you're feeling is actually resistance. It probably is, especially if you've got some I don't wannas crawling up in there with it. And now step number 3, surrender to it with the understanding that it's only a temporary surrender. Just give in for a little bit so that you can renew and re-engage with the thing that you're trying to accomplish. Okay, now I want to hear from you. Where is resistance showing up in your business or your life? And how do you feel about the idea of surrendering to it the next time it shows up? Tell me in the comments below. All right, Rubber Professional, it is time for you to kick this Monday into gear. Remember, it's never, ever too late to live out your dreams. You are intended for more, and I know you've got it in you. Have an awesome Monday.